Part 1. The illusion that humanity is the center of the universe. Humanity believes the universe needs us, but the universe has never said so. It has never nodded in agreement. The sun does not rise to make you feel special. The stars do not burn to reflect your image. And yet you live your whole life as if everything exists to serve this tiny I. Since ancient times, people have told one another a sweet story, that we are the center of everything. Empires were built, religions were formed, all revolving around one illusion. I am the protagonist of the cosmos. When we did not understand lightning as electricity, we called it the anger of gods. When we saw the sun, we thought someone had arranged it there. Thus arose a worldview in which humans were the chosen ones. Through thousands of years, this story hardened into the architecture of our collective ego. The Buddha once said, "In all phenomena, there is no self." Anatta. The sentence sounds simple, yet it is the sharpest sword cutting through the illusion of the center. If there is no me, who then is at the center? If all things are without self, around whom does the universe revolve? Modern civilization has changed little. We simply replaced the robe of religion with the lab coat of science. Once we said, God created us. Now we say, evolution selected us. Same pride, different names. The old illusion reborn. Today, when physicists announce that the universe has no center, they merely confirm what the Buddha realized 2,500 years ago. Astronomers at the University of Hawaii report that Earth occupies no special location at all, just a speck in an infinite sea of stars. They say there is no center, no edge, only expansion without limit. Science is finally catching up to the silence in which the Buddha smiled long ago. No one stands at the middle of the universe. No one anchors life itself. Still, humans cling to the leading role. We post photos to prove we exist. We say, live with purpose, but the purpose is usually to be seen. A student studies for the certificate, not for knowledge. A person does good deeds not from compassion, but from fear of being forgotten. The ego wears many masks: virtue, achievement, humanity. Yet beneath them all whispers the same cry, look at me. Imagine this. If humanity vanished tomorrow, the sun would still rise, the oceans would still breathe, grass would grow through concrete ruins. Life does not need to be witnessed. It does not perform for applause, and in that silence there is a sublime truth. The universe does not need you, yet it allows you to exist with infinite grace. When you cease to believe you are the center, a space opens up, empty, yet not lonely. Within that emptiness you begin to see everything breathing, not for you, but with you. And perhaps that is the first step toward enlightenment. Whoever sees dependent origination sees the Dhamma. Whoever sees the Dhamma sees the Tathagata. Majjhima Nikaya 28. Part 2. The universe and life do not need humans. What more covered? What if tomorrow humanity disappeared and nothing stopped? The rain would still fall, the oceans would still rise and retreat, the wind would still dance with the mountains. Would the earth mourn you? Would the stars pause for a second? No, because life has never needed your permission to continue. We have long believed we are the architects of life, its guardians, its saviors. We plant trees and call it saving the planet, as if the planet were dying without us. We speak of protecting nature, but nature does not need protection. It existed billions of years before the first human footprint. It thrived through chaos, ice, fire, and extinction, and it will thrive long after the last human name has turned to dust. The Buddha said, as rain falls equally on the just and the unjust, so does life flow without judgment. Existence is neutral. It is neither kind nor cruel, only true. Recent research by NASA shows that 99% of all species that have ever lived are now extinct. Not because someone judged them, not because they failed, simply because change is the law. Even now, on a cosmic scale, Earth is a microscopic grain in a galaxy that itself drifts through hundreds of billions of others. And in each of those galaxies, suns are born and die, stars explode into silence, all without a single witness. Life does not need to be seen to be complete. The act of being is its own fulfillment. Humanity cannot accept this truth easily. We crave meaning, even if we must invent it. We build religions, economies, ideologies, all to whisper the same comfort. Your life matters because the universe cares. But what if the universe neither cares nor neglects? What if its indifference is its compassion? Because only in indifference can all things coexist freely. The Buddha called this upekkha, equanimity. The universe practices it perfectly. It neither loves nor hates, it allows, and in that allowing, everything finds its place. Last year, scientists captured an image of a star exploding 21 million light-years away. By the time its light reached us, the star had already died, before the first humans even existed. We are watching ghosts of ancient fire, mistaking them for now. That is how small our timing is. We are latecomers peering into yesterday's ashes, and still we call ourselves masters of the universe. So let this understanding sink in, gently, like evening light. The universe does not wait for your awareness to function. Life does not stop when you sleep, nor when you die. When you see this clearly, something shifts within. A quiet humility rises, not as weakness, but as peace. You are not the conductor of existence. You are a note in its endless symphony. And when you realize that, you play more beautifully, because you no longer play for applause. Like a dewdrop trembling on a blade of grass, so is the life of every being, delicate, fleeting, and perfectly enough. Dhammapada 286. Part 3. The Absolute Impartiality of Nature. We call nature mother, but tell me, what kind of mother drowns her children in floods? What kind of mother burns her forests with fire? What kind of mother creates viruses that sweep away millions of lives? And yet amid the ruins, humanity still says, nature is angry. No, nature is not angry. It simply is. In the eyes of nature, there is no right or wrong. A lion kills a gazelle, not evil. A river destroys a village, not cruel. A seed breaks through decaying leaves, not compassionate. Everything is simply movement, without purpose, without morality, without a commander, without a judge. It is we who attach meaning to things because we cannot bear a world without stories. But the universe does not tell stories, it only functions. The Buddha called this shunyata, emptiness, the open, boundless nature of all phenomena. It is not a meaningless void, but an openness that allows everything to be. When you see this, you realize the storm is not evil, the sunlight is not good, and death is not wrong. All things are simply as they are. In the heavens there is no good or evil, only the rain that falls. Samyutta Nikaya. The impartiality of nature is not coldness, it is the perfect fairness of non-self. When earthquakes struck Turkey and Syria, many asked, why? Is this divine punishment? No, it is the earth shifting its plates. We live on a planet still growing, still breathing. It trembles, expands, burns, and calms again. When wildfires consumed Canada, when glaciers melted in Antarctica, people said, the earth is furious. No, the earth does not know anger. It is merely responding, according to physics, chemistry, and balance. But the human mind, addicted to the mirror of self, personifies everything. Nature is kind. Nature is cruel. Nature is grieving. In meditation, when you truly listen. You will hear that the forest does not whisper to you, the river does not sing for you, and the wind does not caress you to comfort. Yet they are all there, silent, free, without an audience. The beauty of nature lies in this. It does not need to be known to be beautiful. A flower blooming unseen in the forest is still perfect. When you understand this, you begin to live like nature itself, to work without needing recognition, to love without needing return, to exist without needing applause. Nature is the mirror of the human ego. The more we try to control it, the more it consumes us. The more we try to understand it, the further we drift from it. Let it be, and let yourself be. No good, no evil, no right, no wrong, only a tiny breath within the vast inhalation of the cosmos. Like foam upon the river, like clouds gliding across the sky, all phenomena are without self, and yet within that selflessness, life blooms. Dhammapada. Part 4. The Collapse of the Self and the Existential Crisis. What happens when the mirror shatters? When everything you thought was you begins to fall apart? When no title fits, no belief consoles, no goal feels worth chasing? That silence, that emptiness, that is not death. It is the moment before awakening. For thousands of years, humanity has lived inside a story, the story of me, my dreams, my purpose, my suffering, my God. This me has become the anchor of identity, and when that anchor is shaken, the whole ocean of existence trembles. But the Buddha said, there is no house builder, no builder of the self. When wisdom arises, the house crumbles. Dhammapada 153. The collapse of the self is not destruction, it is revelation. When the I dissolves, what remains is not nothingness, it is clarity. Look at the world today. People have everything, yet feel empty. Depression rates rise even in the most advanced nations. Loneliness spreads faster than any virus. Artificial intelligence now mimics thought, but no machine can cure the ache of meaninglessness. We scroll endlessly through digital illusions, trying to remember who we are, but the screen only reflects back 1,000 versions of the same hunger. Humanity is not dying of poverty, but of psychological suffocation, because our sense of I has grown too large and too fragile to bear its own weight. When you realize that nothing truly needs you, the ego panics. It begins to scream, if I am not the center, then who am I? If no one sees me, do I exist? These are not small questions. They are earthquakes of consciousness. In this moment, everything you believed about success, morality, even love starts to crumble. But remember, the collapse is not the end. It is the unmasking. Just as the night sky becomes visible only after sunset, the vastness of being is revealed only after the fall of me. You may feel lost, like standing in a fog with no direction. The mind will try to rebuild, to find a new religion, a new philosophy, a new reason to exist. But the Buddha warned, clinging to any view is the root of bondage. If you resist the emptiness, you remain trapped. If you embrace it, you begin to see that the void is not against you. It is you, without your names, without your masks. That realization feels terrifying, because for the first time, you are not someone. You are simply presence. When you stop running from emptiness, emptiness transforms into stillness. Stillness turns into awareness, and awareness reveals something eternal, something that has never been born, and therefore can never die. In that silence, you hear what you've been avoiding all along, life breathing without purpose, existence flowing without meaning, yet overflowing with beauty. The fall of the self is not tragedy, it is liberation. When the I is gone, you are no longer the actor in a story. You become the space in which all stories appear and fade. In seeing, there is only the seen. In hearing, only the heard. No seer, no hearer, no self, only the dance of awareness. Bahia Sutta, Udana 1.10. Let the I collapse, and for the first time you will see what remains, the simple, silent radiance of being. Part 5. Living when the self is no longer the center. What happens when you are no longer the center? When there's no need to be seen, no urge to prove your worth, no desire to leave a trace behind. At first, it feels like disappearance, but paradoxically, only when you stop wanting to exist as someone do you begin to truly live. When the self dissolves, you are no longer ruled by the eyes of others. Every action becomes as light as breath. You no longer act to achieve, you act to be. A person cooks, not for praise, but for the joy of rice softly boiling. A writer writes, not for fame, but because words flow like a quiet river. A lover loves not to possess, but because love itself is life unfolding. This is how one lives after leaving the center, fully present, yet free from self-reference. The Buddha said, "Greater than one who conquers 1,000 men in battle is the one who conquers himself." Dhammapada. To conquer oneself is not suppression, but realization that there was never a self to conquer. When you see that clearly, every action becomes transparent. You no longer strive to become better, you simply return to being. True humility is not saying, "I am small," but seeing that there is no I to be measured at all. The modern world teaches you, be someone. Social media turns the self into a product, measured in likes, views, applause. But you do not need to be someone. You only need to be. When you live without needing recognition, a deep peace arises. No one can insult you, for there is no you to be hurt. No one can flatter you, for there is no you to be inflated. And in that silence, you begin to taste a joy with no name, no cause, but overflowing everywhere. When you stop standing at the center, you begin to see the world clearly. The boundary between you and the trees, between your breath and the wind, disappears. To live without being the center is like a drop returning to the ocean. It does not vanish, it becomes vast. When you stop defining yourself, everything within you moves in rhythm with life. When you let go of the ego, all conflict dissolves, all striving becomes natural, every act turns into meditation. Try living one day without being seen, without leaving an imprint, just quietly, like wind, like a flower, like a breath. You will realize life never needed you to be complete. It was you who needed life to merge into. When the self is no longer the center, you lose nothing. You simply stop pretending to be the referee of existence. And in that surrender, you return to the most ancient truth, to live as though no one is watching. One who lives without self sees the whole universe breathing through him. Anguttara Nikaya. There is no one left to prove, no place left to reach, only life, free, selfless, and complete.